Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be putting some factory AC vents on a non-factory AC car. So as some of y'all know, I live in Texas and it gets really hot and AC is a must over here. So I gotta have this. So these are the templates for 5960 driver and passenger side. I found these on eBay. The link is in the description. And my buddy was kind enough to lend me these so I can go ahead and cut the holes in my dash. And now these are the factory aluminum covers. They are really nice. They're a little dirty right now, but these things are intact and they're really hard to find. And when I was removing these, luckily, they didn't have any glue on them. So once I took the headlight switch and the wiper switch off, and these two right here, there's a little trim piece that holds it up top, and this thing just fell right off. So today I'm gonna cut some holes in here. And that's the plan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some holes on the template right inside of here, and then I'm gonna fit them on here. I'm gonna trace them, compare them to the dash in the car, and then once I cut these out, I'll install them, and then I'll trace it again, and then I'll make the holes in the dash. So the dash itself is completely stripped already. I want to do some work on this dash. I'm gonna be shaving that speaker grill, be welding on that, and something else I'm gonna be welding on. Oh, I'm gonna weld a plate to cover the hole. So I'm gonna mold all that in. But before I do any of that, I wanted to make sure I had my holes already for the AC. So when I sand this and epoxy it, I don't have to go back and make holes and have bare metal again. So that's where we're at today. So this hole is gonna be right here somewhere. And you can see the dash has a really hard angle there, and that's why the template looks like a teardrop basically. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting on the template, tracing it, and then trace it onto the dash fascia. These are some of the tools I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna put a cutoff wheel on the Dremel here. I'm gonna use a Dremel for the aluminum because it's very, very delicate. This thing is super thin. And then the hole saw I'm gonna use on the dash. So that's really all I'm gonna be using. All right, so I got the fascia just taped in place, and it has one screw on the bottom. And now I got the template taped in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace it and then make sure everything's good, and I can cut it out. All right, so comparing to my reference picture right there, it's pretty damn good. Right where I need it. Get a little further back here. Yep. So I put the knee knocker on, which is this right here. I just kind of slid it on just to get a reference, again, to see how close it is to the edge, because the knee knocker, it comes over the aluminum trim just a bit. So get in here again. There it is. So it lined up with the holes down here as far as the template goes, and I'm happy with the placement. So now I'm gonna go ahead and cut the fascia with the Dremel. All right, there it is, nice and clean. So I used the cutoff wheel on the Dremel, and then once I got it cut out, I cleaned up the edges just with the drum here. Easy money. So now I'm just gonna fit it on there, and then I'm gonna trace that hole in the metal and then cut out the metal. There it is. Now I just gotta trace and cut. Man, let my art teacher find out I'm over here tracing. That was not allowed. There it is. Mr. Flores was my art teacher. I forget him. That was one of my favorite classes. Sorry, Mr. Flores. There it goes. That's a weird hole right there. Weird looking hole. But look at that. And it's crazy, man. These things are extremely expensive because of how rare they are. And then you find them and they're only held on by one screw. It's crazy. You know, the angle of the whole thing Just kind of holds it in, and then just that one screw at the bottom. That's it. That's it. So I got the hole cut now, and I also made the hole for the screw on the bottom. And I did not use the hole saw, so I just got this pneumatic cutoff wheel. I think that's a 2-inch, I think, or 2.5-inch cutoff wheel. So I use that to make the cuts, the long cuts, and then I use it real carefully on the edge. And then I finished off the edge with the Dremel and a cutoff wheel up top. I finished cutting it all the way through up top, and then at the bottom, then I just kind of pushed it in and it fell out. So it did come out all in one piece, which was the goal. And then I went back with like a deburring tool. I don't know if it's gonna catch that. I used that on the edge just to clean it up. So it's good now. I'm gonna go ahead and fit it so y'all can see it. So there it is, nice and fitted. Everything came out good, easy, no mistakes. And I did drill the hole in the bottom. So it's good to go. So one down and one to go. So the first one usually takes longer, you know, since you're kind of figuring out how to do this as you go. I don't know if there's a right way to do this, but you know, whatever works, right? So now since this one's done, that one should be a lot easier. So let me get to it. All right, same thing on this side. Cut out the center portion of the template. And I put the aluminum on, I just taped it on there. And we just traced the inside of the template here. And now I'm gonna take it back off and do the exact same thing. Cut the aluminum, put the aluminum back on, trace it, and cut the metal. There we go. So I got the fascia cut. Now I'm just gonna trace here on the inside, take this back off, and then make my cut. That's a wrap for the passenger side. I'm really excited, really happy with the turnout. Man, it looks great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So, I mean, best advice I could give is buy the templates. The templates take the guesswork completely out. And for you to just try to start making a hole from scratch, and it's just gonna take way too long. This takes the guesswork completely out, and they fit great. So buy the templates and save yourself some time. The templates were, I think, 20 bucks, and well worth it. Best 20 bucks I've spent in quite a while. So the link for the templates will be in the description. And also, if you look at the seller's page on eBay, he also has templates for antennas and skirts. So yeah, take a look at that, and definitely helps. So there it is. That's the final product. Now I gotta take all this stuff back out. Now I can work on my dash. So I'm gonna shave that up top, and I'm gonna shave this radial hole, and I'm gonna sand this whole dash completely and get it prepped and get it in epoxy. So that'll just be one more thing done on this car. So I'll get y'all up to speed in another video as far as the body work and the process, materials, and all that. So this wing is ready for epoxy. Most of this is ready for more epoxy. I've done body work on top of that, but yeah, I'll break that down on a separate video so you can see where we're at. Look at that roof, beautiful epoxy. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully y'all learned something, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys.